everybody. We are now into week 5. Can you believe that? Week 5. So today, when you're receiving this, today is Earth Day. Hence the candles, there's no lights. And I just want this practice to be a reflective practice, a really inwardly looking, outwardly looking, concentrating on just bringing it down a notch. So this practice is going to be a Yin Yoga session, which is available to the intermediates, the gentle, the improvers. It's for everybody. I didn't do a harder session, a flow session this week, because we had a live yoga session on Monday. So this is going out to everybody. Because it's yin, it's all floor based, it's all on the floor, on the mat, and it's all about holding poses. We're going to be holding the poses. Typically, yin poses are held for 3 to 5 minutes. We'll probably go up to maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So if you feel that after a time your body needs to come out of the pose, then just go into a child's pose. We all know what child's pose is. It can be an extended child's pose, or you can take your hands down by your side, down by your feet, so your bottom is over your ankles, and you're just relaxing the shoulders down and the head down. So before we start, we're going to need lots of props. So I'm just going to tell you what I've got, because we will be bending forward and resting our head. So if you can't rest your head on the mat, you need to get to a point where you can rest your head. So if you've got a stool, as in this kind of thing, and you can rest your head down on that. So basically you can hold the pose for up to 3 minutes. If you want to go down further, you can take several cushions. So I've got a stool, I've got several cushions, I've got a pillow, and I've got a blanket. So you can stack everything up so that when we come down into a pose, you basically are in a comfy position. There will be towards the end, we're going to be doing supines, that's on your back, poses where you're cross-legged but you're lying back, and you might want to put something under the base of your spine, or when we go into shavasana, you might want to put something under your knees. So here is the point where you press pause and you go and get all your bits and bobs. So pressing pause now. And we're back. So we're going to just start, as we always do, by centering ourselves in a cross-legged position or in a position that is comfortable to you. It's all about taking it down a notch, and all about just easing into every pose. And if that means you want to put your back against a wall or at the edge of a sofa, whatever is comfortable. I'd like you just to be in a meditative state, but in a straight back. So placing your hands on your knees, nice straight back, shoulders are soft and back and down, neck is long, and just close your eyes and take a nice deep nourishing breath in and a full breath out, and again deep breath in and a breath out. One more nice deep breath in, fill the lungs up, And a breath out. Good. Keeping the eyes closed and the back nice and straight. Just let your breath become smooth and soft. A natural inhalation and exhalation. And taking your focus to your spine. Work your focus up your spine, vertebra by vertebra, through your neck, through to the crown of your head and up, as if someone's pulling you up from the crown of your head. Really feel like you're elevating up through the spine. Be mindful of the stomach muscles, just engage the core, so as you lift up through the spine, you're pulling the stomach muscles in. And then just let the muscles in your face relax, so relaxing the jaw, the chin. Perhaps open your mouth slightly so that you can feel the back of the tongue, or the tongue just ease back, and just relaxing around the jaw, the cheeks, around the area, around your eyes, your eyelids, eyebrows, your forehead and the top of your head. So while your back is nice and straight, you have this lovely, peaceful, relaxed face. The muscles in your face are relaxed. And just follow your breath. Just take your observation to and your focus to your breath, and follow the inhalation and the exhalation. And try to keep your mind still. And if anything creeps into your mind, then just observe it. And then take your focus back to your breath. But enjoy this reflective time to understand where you are, where we are, how we are, and how everybody else is. And perhaps making an intention for the practice. Maybe concentrating on the breath more, trying to hold the pose a little bit more, and just enjoying this time for you. Because whilst Yin Yoga is quite a relaxing and not a hard flow yoga, it's a sort of staying in positions and holding positions. It can be quite tough, but just realising that we have time and that we are well, and that we send loving kindness to ourselves, to our family, our friends, and everybody else in the world. And feeling gratitude for being here, having this time, having to slow down and realise take another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. Deep breath in and out. And just open your eyes. Good. So keeping the back straight, just take your hands into prayer position. Really push the chest forward, take the shoulders back. And the more you push your chest forward, the more you'll feel it down through your back, muscles in your back. Breathing in. As you exhale, just release the arms up, stretching the arms up, squeeze the arms into the ears, maybe take some space between the hands. So you're really stretching up, find some space between the ribs, really try to bring the chest forward so you open your heart space. Keep stretching up, holding it there. Breathing into the stretch and observing where you can feel the sensations through the arms, through the shoulders, down through the back, either side of your spine, lower back. You may start to feel it in your hips and your thighs. Good, we're going to bring the hands down, but not like we usually do. We're going to come down with the shoulders, elbows at shoulder level, bending at the elbows. So this is sort of goddess pose, but sitting goddess pose. Sorry if you're a man. God. Yeah, no. So just really take the shoulders back, take the arms back, so you're really pushing your chest forward, you're opening up the chest, holding it there, and breathing. Try to engage the core, try to realise that the back is still nice and straight and elevated up, and holding it there, keeping the breathing going, remembering where you are. It's okay in these poses, because we hold them for a lot longer than normal, just to close your eyes and just feel the sensation. Try to kind of relax into the pose rather than taking the elbows down though. Try to hold the pose where it is, but sort of relax into it. Try not to hold any tension there, but feel the strengthening going on through the body in the areas that you can feel it. Good, one more breath. And then bring the hands down. Good. We're going to take the right hand onto the left knee. We're going to do a twist. Left hand behind. Lift up through the spine and then twist. Take a twist looking over the left shoulder. Use the hand on the knee to leave yourself around a bit. Look around that left shoulder and just feel the twist. Observe the twist, because we're going to hold it for longer than we normally do. So observe the twist, where you can feel it, from the base of your spine, going up through your mid-back, to your shoulder blades, your neck. And breathe. Make your breath slow and steady, but with intention into the stretch. Breathe with the stretch, with the twist. Good, we'll take one more breath there. And we'll come back to centre. So we're going to take the left hand onto the right knee. The right hand is going behind. We're lifting up through the spine and twisting round. And again, observing where you feel the twist, whether you can leave yourself around a bit more by using the hand on the knee to leave yourself around. Feeling where the twist is happening. Imagine looking at the spine and feeling that twist, seeing the twist happening in the spine. Take a kind of mental scan of your spine, of your body. Good. We'll take one more breath there and ease back round to centre. Good. So we're going to do a forward bend and still cross-legged. If you've got a problem with your legs being cross-legged, you can just take them out a little bit, or you can have one leg out, or you can have both legs out, just because we're going to do this again. But we're going to just try and do cross-legged fold forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put my few cushions in front of me. I'm going to kick the tailbone out, almost sort of peel the buttocks away, sort of peel the outer thigh away, so that you're properly on your sit bones, the sit bones on your bottom. And we're going to just fold down, and we're going to stay there literally for 2 or 3 minutes, so, or it might be 2 minutes. So get your equipment or your supportive bits and bobs where they are, put them in front of you, take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just ease yourself down as far as you can go. If you can't go any further, then just grab another cushion, if it's a stool, then you put a cushion on the stool or a chair, wherever you can, just so you're in this position and you're comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, please ease out of it. So just coming down, we're not stretching the arms out straight, we're just taking the arms so that you relax the shoulder and breathe. And again, observing where you can feel the stretch. Try not to hold any tension. Try to relax into this pose. Just keep the breathing slow and steady. Try to connect the breath with the stretch. Always focusing on the breath and where you can feel the stretch. We're going to do one more breath, and then we're going to slowly ease back up. Good. So we're going to uncurl. We're going to just unfold our legs and just put them out front. See the sole of my feet. And just bounce the legs, because they've been in a cross-legged for a while. They might, we don't want any fusing to happen. So the thing with Yin Yoga is that it because you hold it for a lot longer than normal poses are usually between 5 and maybe 10 breaths maximum. Whereas this is probably more like 20, 30 breaths, maybe 20 plus breaths. So it's just, we're really engaging with the deep connective tissues. We're just focusing on the deep connective tissues. and it's kind of, after a while it sort of aches. So that's why I'm saying if you need to come out of it, then please come out of it. So from straight legs, just bring the soles of your feet together. We're going to work on the hips. So the soles of the feet are together, and you just bring the feet towards your groin. You immediately feel it in the groin, in the hips, holding onto the feet or the ankles or wherever you can on the leg. Then we're going to try to hold on and just lengthen up. Push the chest between the arms and lengthen up through the spine. You can bounce the knees if you want to, or if you're happy just to stay there, then stay there. And just again, you can close your eyes and just breathe, connecting the breath with the stretch. If you've got tight hips, then this is the perfect pose for you to just take a long time in. Check on your spine, elevating up through the spine. Your shoulders are back, chest is forward. Try not to slump. And again, observing where you can feel it, breathing into the stretch. One more breath. Excellent. And then, keeping the soles of your feet together, we're going to just ease them out. Now, I always say 1.5 foot away. You can go even further if you want to, but usually 1.5 foot away is about where it's comfortable for people. And again, you want to pad everything up, because we're going to fold over the legs, because we're going to stay in this position for a bit. So either, again, taking your stool over your feet so that you can put your head on it, or you can put your head on anything. Just build it up so that when you come forward, you're resting your head comfortably, so that you're not holding any tension in your neck, in your shoulders. So finding that position for yourself. When you're there, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just fold over. You might want to hold on to your feet. Ease down so that your head relaxes. And again, you're observing where you feel the stretch. You're observing the breath, how you're breathing, slow and steady, feeling the stretch through the hips, through the groin, into the inner thigh, outer thigh, maybe the lower back. Try to recognize where you're feeling these sensations and breathing. Trying to hold it there. Try not to hold any tension. Release yourself into that stretch. one more breath there. And ease yourself back up. Good. So, lengthen the legs out again. Give them a bounce. I'm going to go this way. Give them a bounce. So, the next one is we're going to fold down over straight legs. So we're building up the cushions, the pillows, however many you want, so that we can bend down and have a relaxed head and neck to hold the pose, because it's quite a big stretch down through the back of the legs, the hamstrings, so you want to be able to maintain it there. You can always ease out and put another cushion in there, but just have a bank of cushions. So, putting the cushions wherever, however many you want stacked up in place on your knees. Have a nice straight back. Breathing in, and as you exhale, we're coming down over the cushions to where your head can be relaxed. I'm holding onto my feet. You might want to just put your hands on the mat and just relax the head. It's okay not to have a straight back. It's okay to have a rounded back and a rounded shoulders. You just want to, we're just concentrating on lengthening through the back of the legs and holding it there. Keep the breathing going. Breathing into the stretch. Nice, slow, smooth breath. Feeding the breath into the stretch. And starting to enjoy the stretch. Feeling sometimes after a while the stretch, the edge might dissipate. You might feel like you can come down or forward a little bit more. Hold on to your feet, your ankles. Give yourself a bit more of a stretch. We're going to take one more breath there. And easing back up. Okay, just put your cushions to one side and we're going to come on to all fours. We just move the spine a bit and then we're going to come onto our tummies. So, just coming onto all fours, because it's important to keep the spine healthy and moving and not fixed. So, we're going to just do cat-cow. So just start in tabletop, so your hips are under your knees and your shoulders are under your wrists. And as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in and kick the tailbone out, nice curve in the spine and look up. And then as you exhale, nice flowing movement. Exhale, round the spine, push it to the ceiling, looking at your belly button. Inhale, nice slow movement with a nice slow breath. Tailbone up, looking up at the ceiling. And exhale, the spine. Inhale, kick the tailbone out, look up. We're going to do a few of these. Exhale, round the spine, push it to the ceiling, nice and slow. Inhale, again, kick the tailbone out, looking up, feeling it in the base of your spine, nice back bend. Exhale, round the spine. The spine's going the other way. Tuck the stomach in, pull the tummy in. Inhale, kick the tailbone out, look up. And exhale, round again. One more. Inhale, looking up, kick the tailbone out. And exhale, round the spine. Push it to the ceiling, tuck everything in. Good. Coming back to a flat back. So we're then going to take our feet together, knees nice and wide. Now, if you cannot get your bottom over your heels, then put one cushion, maybe put two cushions under, so that you can sit on something, because we're then going to come down, stretch the arms out, take the head down. If you can't get your head on the mat, then another cushion on the mat so that you can put your head on. So I don't want this happening. I want your bottom to come back as far as it will go, resting on a cushion, and then take the head and the chest down. And breathe. Breathe into this. We're going to again stay here for a while. So we're breathing in to the stretch. We're just letting the tension come out of the hips, because people will want to hold the hips up. You need to just relax the hips and the bottom down. And if it's not, then stick another cushion under there. Whack as many cushions under there as you can, just so that you can relax those hips, the buttocks, the thighs. If you want to make it a little extra, you can take those knees as wide as you can. Take them down. Because whilst we're in this, we might not, this might not be much of a sensation to you at the moment, but after a minute or so, you'll start, or when we come out of it, you'll feel like we have worked those connective tissues. So keep breathing, keep observing where you can feel the stretch, keep the tension down, and keep your eyes closed and just enjoy being in that pose. When you're in places, when you're trying to hold poses like this, when I sort of say you're trying to connect the breath with the stretch, it's a bit like meditation. It's very hard to keep concentrating on the stretch, concentrating on the breath. So in a way, transport yourself to somewhere. Try to maybe take yourself away from the engaging with the stretch, because if you find that hard, then take yourself away. Listen to the music, listen to your body, listen to where you want to be. You might want to be in some different place, like in a field somewhere, or in a foreign country, or somewhere that is meditative to you. So maybe use that as a different tool. Use that as a tool to stay in the stretch. So I'm going to take one more breath in this stretch, and then we're going to ease back up. So bring the knees together, or knees back in. Just get rid of the cushions. And then we're going to come down onto our tummies. So lengthen the legs out, down onto the tummy, and into Sphinx pose. So make sure that the wrists are under the elbow. The elbows are under the shoulders. And you're just stretching back with the legs. I know you can't see my feet, but yeah. So this is Sphinx pose. So you're pushing your pelvis down onto the floor, your hips down onto the floor. You're also pushing your chest forward between your arms, and then we can look up. And again, we're going to hold this for a minute or so. So checking out a slight back bend, feeling it in your back. There will be an extra layer to this, so but we're going to stay like this for a bit. And again, breathing. And you can close your eyes. Again, connecting the breath with the stretch, with the sensation, but also taking yourself away to somewhere you want to be, if that helps. It's a very personal journey, yoga. And however, whatever you do, there are techniques to holding poses. And transporting yourself to a place to hold the pose, to sort of eventually almost not know you're in the pose, is as good as breathing into it and feeling every part of it. Make sure that you're still looking up towards the ceiling as far as you can, pushing the chest forward, the hips down. And we're going to add another layer to it, so if you're happy to stay there, then fine. If that's enough for your back, your lower back, then stay there. If you want just a little extra, keep your hands where they are on the mat. Really spread the fingers, and then straighten the arms. So your back is bending a little bit more. Again, you're looking up at the ceiling. And we'll take a few more breaths here. If that's too much for you, you can come back down with the elbows onto the forearms. Let's see if you can hold that, looking up at the ceiling for a few more breaths. You're stretching down through the legs. We're going to take one more breath there. And if you're up on your arms, come back down onto your forearms. Good. And then from here, we're going to just ease ourselves back up to all fours. So however you can do it, just take the bottom up, bring the knees forward, come on to all fours. Okay, so from there, we're going to just step forward with the right foot. So as far forward, so bring your right foot forward, and then you can just ease it, just take your foot and ease it forward, as far forward as you can. And then we're going to shift the hips forward and down. So, note, the knee has to be over the ankle. If your foot is back here and you're doing that, it's going to be really tough on your shins. So you need to really take that foot right forward and bring yourself centered over the thigh, your hips, your body is stacked over your hips are squared. So the more you take your hips down, the more you'll feel it in this particular hip, this left hip. You can feel it in the right hip as well. And just holding it there, again, for as long as we can. And if it starts to ache too much, just ease the hips up a bit, or even right back. You might want to come back down again. But for those of you who want to hold it there all the time, then go for it. If you want to make it a little extra, you can heel toe that right foot out to the edge of the mat. Take your hands down to the mat. You then start getting a little extra in that left hip. You can take the right knee out to the side, get it in that right hip as well. So then the next stage, there's several stages to it. The harder, every stage gets harder. You can come down if you can onto your forearms. But it's wherever you feel comfortable that you can sustain this pose for as long as I tell you to. We've got another minute. This is the tough one because it's really tough on the hips. So again, if you need to ease the hips back, because we don't want to be fused into this position, especially if there's no one else in the house. Make sure that your husband, your partner, your children are around to help you get out of this position if you're stuck. Because I'm not there to help you. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of taking it too far. Good, we're going to take one more breath. And we're going to ease back up. Take the hips back. This right foot is going back, so we're back onto all fours. Okay. So we're doing it with the left foot. The left foot is coming forward, as far forward as it will go. And you're going to ease the hips down. So, making sure that the ankle is over the knee. If you need to scoosh that foot forward a bit, you can. And just come up so that the back is straight and the body's stacked over the hips are square. Just easing the hip down, the right hip down. So you're really feeling it through that right hip. And holding it there and breathing. And again, if you're comfortable in this position, then stay there. If going down a bit further is too much, then stay in this position. If you want to go to the next level, heel toe that foot, the left foot out to the edge of the mat. Take your left hand and your right hand down on the mat. I'm just trying to go back a bit further so you can see. Good. And then again, if you want to go down even further, you can come down onto your forearms, holding it there for as long as you can. And finding the space in your hips, recognizing the stretch, the sensation, going with it, breathing into it, releasing any tension that might be there, and sort of enjoying it. It's amazing how one feels after really stretching. You know, the flow yoga is very has got a cardio element to it, but stretching and holding the stretches is quite a workout as well, and your body will feel lovely and warm after it, especially around the hips because it's quite hip orientated, this one. So we're going to take one more breath there and ease back up. And we're going to take that left foot, take the shift the hips. I nearly said a different word then. Shift the hips back, take the left foot back. And we're just going to go into a child's pose. So instead of taking the feet together, knees nice and wide, just bring the knees in so that you're on all fours, and we're just going to take our cushions again back under the bottom so that we can relax the bottom down. If you don't need them, then just take your bottom over your heels like so. We're taking our hands down by our feet and releasing the head down and just relaxing the shoulders down. So you're rounding the shoulders and relaxing them down. And just holding yourself there and just realizing to let go of the tension around the hips. Good, we're going to just take 2 more breaths there. Nice and slow. And then start to ease back up, so pushing back up. And then coming back onto your bottom. Okay, so we're just going to work the glutes now. So let's just flick the tailbone forward so that we're on the squishy part of the bottom. We're not going to do any of this business. We're going to take the right foot and see if you can just put it over the left knee. So you like sort of crossing your leg over, if you can. Just try to maintain it there. You're then taking your arms back, fingertips pointing backwards. So the more you take that right knee down, pushing it down, the more you should feel it in your right buttock. So right knee goes down like that. The more you should feel it in your right buttock and into the hip. So to make that harder, if that's enough for you, then stay there, because we're going to again stay here for a bit. If you want to make it harder, you can either walk your bottom towards your left foot, and then when you're there, you push your chest forward. You'll immediately start feeling it in your right buttock. Or you walk your left foot towards your buttocks, either way. So when you're there, you really push the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and you'll start feeling, you'll feel where, you need to, you'll feel your edge. If you need to ease the foot out, then ease it out. So not only are you strengthening through the arms, because we're leaning on the arms, we're strengthening down through the arms into the shoulders, or up through the arms into the shoulders. Keep the shoulders squished together, pushing the chest forward. But it's a really good stretch for the glute, for the right glute. And into the hip. So we'll take one more breath there. And then to ease out, just take the foot out and then take the right foot off the left knee. And then you can just bring your arms forward, shake them, because there's obviously a lot of tension going up through the arms. So just round the wrists, because obviously we've put pressure on the wrist as well. So round the wrists, and then take the arms back, and this time the left foot is going over the right knee. Now the more you take your foot down, or your right foot forward, the less pressure it will be. So the more you bring it up, obviously the more you'll feel it in your glute. So you need to find out where you're comfortable, where you can sustain it and hold the pose. So start by putting your left ankle or your left foot over your right knee. And again, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing the chest forward and holding it there. And again, hold it there. If you don't want to go any further, you can hold it there, but if you want a little extra, ease the foot towards your body, your right foot towards your body, and you'll start to feel it even if you don't push your chest forward. But always try to squeeze the shoulder blades together, push the chest forward, so you're still opening your chest up. Be mindful of what's going on with the arms. If your arms are starting to lock up and seize, then just ease out of the pose and then go back into it. One more breath. And then ease that foot forward. Take the left foot down and shake the arms. Shake the arms, round the wrists. Okay. Right, we're going to go down onto the floor now. So we're lying on the floor and we're going to do banana asana. I wonder what shape that's going to be. It's shaped like a banana. So we're going to just ease our legs one way and our body the same way, and then we're going to go to the other side. So just coming down, you might need to have your pillow or your, because after we've done banana asana, we're going to go into a bridge, and it's a supported bridge with either a squished up pillow or a rounded, because unless you've got a bolster, I have a squished up rounded pillow or a rounded tubed blanket, but a pillow like that is going to do my job, which I will show you. But first of all, we're going to do banana asana. Banasana. No, banana asana. Right, so lying down. Ease yourself down, curl yourself down onto, lying down onto the floor, legs nice and stretched out. And your arms are going to be stretched out behind you, flat on the mat. So just take the left foot out to the side, to the left. Take your right foot to meet it. So immediately you start feeling the curve and feeling the stretch down through your right hand side of your back. You're then going to take your right arm out to the side and then your left arm to meet it. Try to keep both shoulder blades on the mat, but you're just finding that banana position. So both your torso, your top of your torso and your legs are going out to the left, stretching down through the right hand side of your body and holding it there. Keep the breathing going nice and slow. Try to make it a steady, slow breath. A soft inhalation and exhalation. Regular breath. Try not to snatch at the breath. Make it soft. We're going to do one more breath. And then you're going to bring your torso back first and then the legs back to centre. So then this time we're going to go out with the right leg and the left leg follows it. Then you're going to take your torso over, the top of your torso over to the right too. So you feel it down through the left hand side of your back, left hand side of your torso. And just again, breathe nice and slow and regularly. Try not to snatch at the breath. Relax into that pose. Good. We're going to take one more breath there. And then bringing the torso back to centre, then the legs. Okay, so this is when we need to have our pillow, our bolster, our rolled up blanket. We're going to put it in the base of the spine. Base of the spine, so that when you release your shoulder blades down onto the floor, you can feel the back bend, the back curve. And then just take your feet. Your feet are halfway, your feet are hip width apart, and we're just going to take our arms down to the side. If that's too much of a curve for your spine, then just put something less under there. And then again, breathe. Breathe into this. If you find that it's too much for your back with this bolster or pillow under it, then grab another cushion, put it under your head, just to release the pressure a bit. But release into that stretch, into that back bend. Breathe into it. Nice, slow, flowing breath. And we're going to stay like this, but instead of having our feet or our knees like this, we're going to just go into cross legs if we can. If it's difficult for you, then stay like this. But otherwise, just cross your legs, cross your feet over, and release the knees down. And again, take your arms down by the side of you. We're going to uncross the legs and bring the feet back onto the floor with the knees up in the air. Just lifting the bottom off, lifting the hips up. Take your pillow, cushion, bolster, whatever you've got, off and out and away, like that. So we're then flat on the back. Bring your knees back into where your bottom is, near your bottom. We're just going up to a bridge. We're going to go up for 8 breaths. If you find 8 breaths is too much to hold yourself up there, then try 6. But let's just try for 8. Keep pushing everything up. So hands flat on the mat, arms flat on the mat, down beside you. And we're just going to push the hips up, get to the shoulders, tuck the shoulders in, keep pushing. If you want to clasp your hands behind you or on the mat, you can. Otherwise, just have them down. So we're going to try 8 breaths. Nice, strong, nourishing breaths. Feel it in your thighs. Keep pushing the hips up. Being mindful of the neck and the shoulders. Just try to get to the 8th breath. If you find it difficult and you want to come back down, then you can release the shoulders and ease the spine back down, vertebra by vertebra, nice and slowly. Let's see if we can get to 8 breaths. I've no idea what we're on, but it feels like maybe one more. So we're unclasping, unhooking the shoulders, and then taking very slowly the spine, releasing the spine back down onto the mat. So curving the spine so that the coccyx, the tailbone, is the last to touch the mat. Good. Bring the knees into the chest and give them a good old squeeze into the chest, good old hug. Perhaps rock from side to side, massage the base of your spine. And then we're going to take the arms nice and wide. Take the knees down to the left. And we're looking over to the right. And just make sure that any tension around the hips, the knees, the feet is just relaxed, relaxing any tension. Looking over to the right for a back twist. Keep the breathing going nice and regularly. One more breath there. Good. Bring yourself back to centre. Then take your knees over to the right and look over to the left. Good, one more breath there. And then bring your knees back to centre, taking your arms down. Now we're going to go into relaxation now, so this is where we want to be properly comfortable. So as many cushions as you can. Your head, if you want to place a rolled up, like a bolster, take your pillow under your knees, your cushion under your head, just as relaxed as you can be. So just get yourselves into a relaxed state, cushion yourself up under your knees, under your head. Put a blanket over you. Just get yourselves into a lovely, comfy position. And once you're in that comfy position, just relaxing the knees out to the side, the ankles out to the side. Relaxing the arms out to the side, palms facing up. Just let your back and your spine sink down into the mat. And we'll do our 3 Tibetan cleansing breaths. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose and HA out. Good. And again, deep breath in, really fill those lungs up right to the top. And then HA out. Good, one more. Deep breath in. HA out. Good. Just keeping the eyes closed. Start to relax. Letting your body go. relaxing your toes, the soles of your feet, your ankles. Relaxing your shins, your calf muscles, your knees and thighs. Relaxing your hips, your pelvis. Let your stomach muscles be soft. Relax the spine, vertebra by vertebra down into the mat. Let the muscles in your back be relaxed. Release any tension from your chest and your shoulders. Taking the relaxation down through your arms, the tops of your arms, your elbows, your forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, thumbs. Relaxing your neck, the back of your neck, your throat, your jaw, your chin, your cheeks. Relaxing your eyes, your eyelids, eyebrows, your forehead and the top of your head. And just allow a wave of relaxation to flow through your body, from the top of your body down to your toes. And just let yourself sink into the mat. Let yourself sink into stillness. Let yourself go. And create a cocoon of care, kindness and compassion all around yourself. Let yourself rest. Be kind to the edgy feelings that may be arising within you from all that is happening around you. For it is times like these that we are faced with the company we keep in the empty moments, ourselves. We get to understand whether we reside well or uncomfortably within our own heart and bones. This is, in many ways, the perfect time to learn and remember how to be a friend and ally with our own being. Without so many distractions and a need to be well, we are in a way being called to do this work, to learn again to love who we are, to learn to hold ourselves with understanding, forgiveness, and a great deal of love. Finding time to come closer, nearer to our breath, our feelings, our pain, and our joy. Let yourself begin to relish the company you keep in the empty moments. Grow the ability to inhabit and rest back into your soul with comfort. Just start to slowly bring your awareness back into your room, to your mat. Just wiggle your fingers, your toes. Take a very gentle and slow breath in through the nose and a full slow breath out through your mouth. And then when you're ready, bring your knees to your chest and roll over to whichever side is comfortable. And then with your eyes closed, if you can, ease yourself up to a seated position, whether it's cross-legged or not, just a comfortable position. And then place your hands over your eyes, opening your eyes behind your hands and bringing your hands into your heart space, into prayer position. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this yummy yin practice. I hope you're feeling less stressed if you're feeling stressed, and just a little bit more warmth around yourselves. And I will see you very soon.